Well, good evening to all of you, and welcome to the 58th Annual Carol Stream Citizen of the Year Banquet. My name is Susan Felling. I am Carol Stream Female Citizen of the Year from 2023. It's my privilege and my pleasure to be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening's event. What a great evening this is going to be. It's not too often these days that we get to hear about goodness, compassion, selflessness, empathy, and kind-hearted individuals. Tonight, we're going to be immersed in it, hearing from those who never expected recognition for their volunteer work, doing what just comes naturally, but some never feeling like they're doing quite enough, and surprised that they were nominated by people who noticed what they don't advertise. This night is going to be a gift for your hearts, your minds, and a few hours of nothing but good news, good food, great raffle gifts, and everybody's company. We're so glad that you came. I think it's only fitting to begin this evening by taking a moment to recognize our village government officials, and please hold your applause until I'm finished announcing. We have Frank Severino, our wonderful mayor, our village trustees, Matt McCarthy, James Guthrie, Mary Fusiloni, John Zalick, Joe Anselmo, Jeff Berger, our village clerk, Julia Schwarze, and village manager, William Holmer. I believe that all of you are in attendance tonight, so thank you very much for your support here. This yearly event is brought to you by an all-volunteer committee of dedicated residents who wanted to recognize the contributions of individuals who have made a significant impact on our community with their volunteerism. I find it ironic, though, that this evening is about exceptional volunteerism when the committee who arranges this year after year should top the list of nominees for the work that they do, bringing us all together as a community of compassionates. The Citizen of the Year Award was first established in 1965 by a group of Carol Stream residents who on their own formed the committee. The first recipients being Elsie Johnson, who we all know has a school named after her here. And a little fun fact, she taught my brother in the one-room schoolhouse in Cloverdale. Yeah. And a man by the name of Carl Bornholt, who, among other positions that he held in our village, was the 6th village president from 1967 to 1969. Since then, the event continues to celebrate the spirit of volunteerism and community engagement. Each recipient of this recognition becomes a sitting member of the committee that will help plan future events for this event. Please, if you would our hardworking committee members please stand and be recognized for organizing the event this year and uniting our community and being a shining example of what volunteerism looks like. And please hold your applause while I acknowledge their commitment and contribution to this event, but when I'm done, I want to hear it. Okay, for reservations, we have Charlie Milszewski, Vicki Collier, and Jen Anselmo. The dinner menu was chosen by Jennifer Anselmo and Jen Fox Cleveland. So if you have any complaints about your meal, you can go talk to them. The entertainment and video was arranged by Nancy Zach. The absolutely magnificent flowers that you see on everybody's lapel was done by yours truly. Nominations, polling certificates, and certificates were the job of Jennifer Anselmo and Mary Frusaloni. The plaques were, Linda Keene was in charge of plaques. Publicity, Mary Frusaloni. The raffle, the fabulous prizes out there, were arranged by Linda Court and Nancy Zach, and our treasurer, Linda Keene. I'm putting my DNA all over this papers. And our program and captain of this ship, Mr. Ronald Zach. So many hands, many hours going to this evening, so thank you very much. Our hosts and presenters this evening will be Jennifer Anselmo, last year's Female Citizen of the Year, Jennifer Fox Cleveland, last year's Special Citizen of the Year, Don Suttonbach, who was last year's Male Citizen of the Year, and Eric Een, who was last year's Special Male Citizen of the Year. Now, volunteerism doesn't just benefit the nonprofits and other community organizations. It also benefits the volunteer themselves. It enhances mental health, reduces stress, fosters social connections like this evening, and provides a sense of purpose. I've personally found that I get more out of my volunteer work than the people I volunteer for. Tonight, you're going to hear the stories of each of these nominees and their volunteer work. You may even hear of one that would interest you to engage in if you're looking for your own volunteer opportunity. If this is your first time joining us for this event, thank you very much for your support. I'd also like to give you the lowdown on how this works. I feel it's important for all of you to know this process and the work that goes behind the scenes that brought us here together tonight to celebrate together. The annual banquet is made up of multiple categories and eligibility qualifications. The special Male and Female Citizen of the Year honors residents who have shown long-term commitment by volunteering in the community for at least the last 5 consecutive years. Female and Male Citizen of the Year recognizes village residents who volunteered for one or more Carol Stream organizations during the previous year. And the judge's recognition, who salutes individuals who do not live within Carol Stream village limits, but have provided exemplary volunteer service to a Carol Stream organization. The way that this works is that residents, businesses, and organizations are able to nominate someone that they feel should be recognized for the volunteer work that they do in our community. They submit their nomination to a community members that volunteered for this task. I think this year it was Mary and Jen Anselmo. The nomination includes a little history and background of the nominee and all of the volunteer work that they've done over the course of the year, or 5 years in the case of Special Citizen of the Year. Now, these nominations are all sent to all of the living past recipients to read their profiles and vote for who they felt was the most deserving of receiving this recognition this evening. Now, you have to keep in mind that we're talking about every past living recipient from 1965 to the present day. Most of these past recipients don't know who tonight's nominees are. All they know is what was submitted, what they read, and the reason for their nomination. While only one nominee can be selected for each category, what is most important to recognize and appreciate this evening is that everyone you will see on this stage this evening is being recognized for their volunteer efforts and contribution to this village. Absolutely every single one is deserving of this recognition. I would personally like to congratulate all of those I'll be sharing this stage with this evening. And if I could speak for those who benefit from your service and your kind hearts, I would like to offer you their gratitude and appreciation. Speaking of appreciation, please make sure you take a look at all the fantastic raffle items that were donated. They're selling raffle tickets. There's people walking around with balloons and baskets. It's the only fundraiser we do for this event. It helps pay for the plaques, for the recipients, the certificates, and for the nominees, the flowers, and the program. Your raffle purchase helps make this evening possible to continue this yearly tradition. So thank you in advance for all of you for purchasing these raffle tickets. You can purchase them till about 8 o'clock or so from the roving sellers, and the drawing will be held about 9 o'clock. Good luck, enjoy your evening, and I appreciate and thank you for your attention. And I'm a little bit early, so if you want to run and get yourself a drink before I bring up the mayor for his invocation, thanks for finding your seat. I'll give you a few minutes. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce to you our mayor, Frank Severino, who will do the invocation for tonight's meal. Thank you.
Well, this is different for sure. They asked me to do the invocation, which I'm very impressed. I've never done this before. First, I'd like to just say thank you for all being here tonight. Thank you to the volunteers. You are what makes Carol Stream what is Carol Stream. Let me bless the food. Bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. Bon appetito. Enjoy yourselves and have a good time tonight. And congratulations to everybody. If you win or not, you're a winner in my eyes.
Now, tonight, about to start finding out all about these great nominees who do such a good thing for our community with their volunteerism. And so right now, I'd like to introduce to you our very first presenters, Jen Anselmo, who was last year's Female Citizen of the Year, and Don Suttonbach, who was the Male Citizen of the Year. Mary, you want to come on up here too?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for applying. That was nice. Tonight, we have the honor of recognizing 3 remarkable women whose quiet dedication, tireless service, and generous hearts have made our community a better place. Each of these nominees exemplifies what it truly means to show up, not for recognition, but out of a deep and genuine love for the people around them. Please join me in welcoming our nominees for Female Citizen of the Year. I would like to introduce Carrie Korda, Katie Kennedy, and Angela Dvorchak. Please come up. Oh, you snuck from the other side. Beautiful. That works. Center stage, ladies. Just taking it. Okay. Carrie, if you'll step up. Our first nominee is someone whose compassion knows no bounds. Carrie Korda was nominated by the Court and Zach families, Make-A-Wish, and Humanitarian Service Project. Carrie has resided in Carroll Stream for 25 years with her husband, Terry. She has dedicated her time and heart to making wishes come true, literally. Carrie has granted the wishes of 3 children through Make-A-Wish, giving families facing the unimaginable a moment of pure joy and magic they will carry with them forever. But her giving doesn't stop there. Every single week, Carrie volunteers with the Humanitarian Service Project, where she organizes toy drives, helps keep the food pantry running, coordinates and prepares gifts for Christmas sharing, and packs birthday boxes so that children in need never have to go without a celebration on their special day. Carrie doesn't just donate, she shows up. Week after week, she is there, rolling up her sleeves and pouring her energy into the lives of others. She reminds us all that sometimes the most powerful thing a person can do is simply be present for those who need them most. We are so grateful for you, Carrie. Next, we have Katie Kennedy, who is nominated by the Carroll Stream Police Department. Our second nominee is a woman of extraordinary dedication to her community, to public safety, and above all, to the men and women who have served our country. Katie Kennedy has been a resident of Carroll Stream for 10 years. She volunteers with both the CERT team and the Carroll Stream Police Department's Red Shirt team, lending her time and skills to keep our community prepared and safe. Katie also gives selflessly to our veterans. She volunteers at Hines VA Hospital, supporting both the food bank and Fisher House, a place that provides a home away from home for military families during some of their most difficult moments. And when race day comes, which I'm going to join you, when race day comes, Katie laces up her shoes and runs the Chicago Marathon on behalf of Salute, raising vital funds for those who have served. Whether she's serving at the Rotary Food Drive, brightening the neighborhood with her award-winning Christmas lights, or crossing a finish line for a cause she believes in, Katie brings her whole heart to everything she does. She is a true servant leader, and our community is richer for having her. Thank you, Katie. Next, we have Angela Havorchik. Did I say it right? Havorczyk. Okay, nope, that's good. Angela has been nominated by Carroll Stream Elementary School. Angela has poured her passion into a place that shapes the future every single day, our schools. Angela has lived in Carroll Stream for 48 years. She and her husband, Jason, have 3 children, Haley, Connor, and Alyssa. Angela was nominated by Carroll Stream Elementary School, and it's easy to see why. Angela serves as the PTA treasurer, ensuring the organization runs smoothly and responsibly so that every dollar goes towards supporting students and teachers. But Angela's involvement goes far beyond the balance sheet. She serves as fundraising coordinator, box tops coordinator, and spirit wear coordinator, roles that help build school pride, generate resources, and bring the community together. She also sits on the building leadership team, ensuring that parent voices are heard where decisions are made. Angela is the kind of person who sees what needs to be done and simply does it, quietly, consistently, and with enormous care. The students, staff, and families of Carroll Stream Elementary are better off because of her, and we are so proud to recognize her tonight. Thank you, Angela. Ladies and gentlemen, these 3 women, Carrie, Katie, and Angela, remind us that great communities aren't built by accident. They are built by people who choose, day after day, to give generously of themselves. Please join me in honoring all 3 of our remarkable nominees for Female Citizen of the Year.
Hi. Now we'll do the 6 nominees for Male Citizen of the Year. Yeah. Can't hear me? Closer? Okay. Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, we'll move forward. You know, there's a lot of love in this room. There's a lot of love in this room, don't you think? We're all here for the same reason, to recognize outstanding service in the village. I know myself, I dedicated my life to helping others and serving. I don't do this for myself, I do this for the community. I love community service. And so do these 6 gentlemen that I'm going to introduce tonight. So, gentlemen, as I call your name, would you please come up? James Parr, nominated by the Carroll Stream Parade Committee. Jim Yankee, nominated by the Carroll Stream Park District. Come on up, Jim. Jim Slanker, nominated by the Rotary Club of Carroll Stream. Vince Bambino, nominated by the Carroll Stream Park District. Come on up, Vince. Joshua Damon, nominated by Community CCSD 93. And Zach Marshall, nominated by the School District 93. Zach, come on up. They all got dressed up tonight to be with us. I'll say a few words that I've prepared. James, we'll start with you. You can follow. I'm going to read them in the order of that they're presented in the book tonight, in the program book. Hi, James. Hi there. I had an opportunity to talk to James this afternoon. He's nominated from the 4th of July Parade Committee, which is going to have a huge celebration this year with the 250th anniversary of our country. He has lived in Carroll Stream for 23 years. He's married to his wife, Christina, and they have 2 children, Julia and Abby. James is currently the treasurer of the parade committee, and he's also well known with the Carroll Stream Police Department, logging over 90 hours in 2025, assisting with community events at the town center, and he's part of the CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team, and the Carroll Stream Search and Rescue Team. James also assists with community events such as the Christmas Toy Drive, trail cleanups, and Brittany's Trees. And if that's not all, you even wore a lion costume to become Darren the Lion for the students who graduated the DARE program at Stratford Junior High. So, thank you, James, for all you do. All right, next is Jim Yankee. Hi, Jim. Jim is nominated by the Carroll Stream Park District and has lived in the village for 4 years. Married to Wendy, and they have 2 children, Ashley and Steve. Now, folks, I don't know about you, but I'm a history buff, and I'm always pleased to learn more about our town, Carroll Stream. So chatting with Jim today, I learned that he has a passion for anything about trains and the railroad. So Jim has undertaken this huge job to restore the Gretna train depot in Armstrong Park and preserve Carroll Stream history for generations to come. So thank you, Jim. We all know Gretna was the name of the town before it became Carroll Stream. And now this year is 50 years ago, in 1976, that the train depot was saved from destruction and brought to Armstrong. So the train depot, as I learned from Jim today, is 127 years old, and he's working to restore the depot as closely as possible to the original appearance when it was Gretna. Is that right? Yeah, in the 60s. Okay. He's carefully matched historic paint colors, working on replacing the original signage and preserving the architectural details. I'm sure we're all going to be looking forward to the rededication when Jim's completed his work. So thank you, Jim, for your countless hours of dedication. Mr. Jim Slanker. Hi. Smile, it's fun. So I don't think Jim's a stranger to Carroll Stream. He's been here for 26 years, nominated by the Rotary Club. He's married to his wife, Dawn, and has 2 children, Matthew and Julie. Jim is a leader who initiates projects and works to see them through. He's currently the president of the 4th of July Parade Committee, and I'm sure you've got a lot of plans for this year. So thank you for that. At the Rotary, Jim is a founding member of something they're calling the Companion Club and serves as its secretary. Now, talking to Jim today, the Companion Club is an offshoot of the main Rotary Club, and the guys meet on Thursday evening to supplement the Tuesday afternoon meetings. Is that pretty much how you guys do it? Yeah, so thank you for that. So Jim is very active in Rotary with the community food drive that we do in the spring, and at all the events in the park, a concert in the park, National Night Out that we have in the town center. Jim's also initiated and followed through on the Gary Avenue Adopt a Highway program, organizing the Rotary to clean up on the Gary Avenue corridor. And last but not least, I think we all know Jim has stepped up to lead the Carroll Stream Holiday Decorating Contest for Halloween and Christmas. And what better man to do this than Jim, right? Who decorates Canyon Trail every year at both holidays. So thank you so much, Jim, for all you do. All right, my friend Vince Bambino, how are you? Good. Get my notes here. Okay, Jim is nominated by the Carroll Stream Park District. He's lived in the village for 15 years with his wife, Christina, and they have 3 boys, Lorenzo, Dominic, and Marco, who I know personally from Evergreen, especially at Ice Cream Day, right? So this past year, Vince has been very busy as a coach with both youth basketball and baseball programs. And you can imagine why, with 3 boys, right? But it's not just his own boys. Vince has consistently shown the passion for sports and his dedication to every athlete that he coaches. Because what's sports all about anyway? It's about building character, confidence, teamwork, and sportsmanship. So on a personal note, I can add that Vince and his wife, Christina, are local business owners. They have taken over the PALS organization that we have in the Benjamin District at the Evergreen School for before and after school care, and they operate the Best Buddies preschool program during the day at Evergreen. So we're extremely fortunate to have Vince as part of our community. So thank you, Vince. Mr. Joshua DeMond. Good evening. How are you? So, Joshua is nominated by the Carroll Stream Elementary School, has lived in the village for 19 years, married to Nishi, and they have 2 children, Sumi and Nyla. Joshua is involved at Carroll Stream Elementary as one of the first parents to volunteer for something I just learned tonight, the Watchdog program. So the Watchdog program brings dads into the school to give the kids a positive male role model. He comes in about once a week to volunteer at recess, playing basketball, tossing the football, volunteering for holiday parties, or just chatting or sitting and talking to students who need uplifting and encouragement. He's a big hit with all the kids at Carroll Stream Elementary. So thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. And finally, Zach Marshall. How you doing, Zach? Zach's lived in the village for 13 years, also nominated by Carroll Stream Elementary School. He's married to his wife, Jessica, and they have 4 children, Everett, Oliver, Silas, and Sybil. And they're all young, right? Elementary school age. So Zach is very active in the Watchdog program also at Carroll Stream Elementary. In addition, Zach is a member of something I learned again today, PBIS. PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Intervention and Supports. So he is Tier 1 support at the school. PBIS creates a positive culture for all students, and as Tier 1 support I think you're one of the first ones to notice any behavioral changes in students or groups of students, and as Tier 1, then it's your responsibility to escalate it to Tier 2 or 3 as appropriate. So Zach is an active member of the PTA, and if that were not enough, he also coaches basketball through the Carroll Stream Park District. So thank you, Zach, for all you do. Well, in closing, as now, and thank you for letting me be on the team of the Citizen of the Year Committee. So what was my first responsibility? To choose one of these gentlemen and ladies for the award tonight. Everyone here is a winner. And this was a really tough decision with these 6 gentlemen. So let's give them another round of applause. Thank you so much for what you do. Okay, you can be seated at this time. We'll build up the excitement. All right, so now Jenny and Eric, you're going to come up and do the Special Citizens of the Year. Thank you, everybody.
I'm a little bit shorter than Don. Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have the pleasure of presenting the award for Female Special Citizen of the Year This award recognizes people who are a quiet backbone in our community, the ones who show up year after year, giving their time, energy, and heart to make our village a better place. Volunteers are the people who quietly make the impossible things happen in the community, and they do it without ever asking for the spotlight. So just for tonight, we're going to make them stand in it. We have 3 wonderful nominees that I'd like to invite to join me on stage. Annette Murphy, Jennifer Rawls, and Sunny Whalen. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to take a moment to share a little about each of these incredible women. Annette, would you step forward? Of course. Annette Murphy was nominated by Jennifer Anselmo. Annette has called our village home for the past 32 years, where she has raised her daughter and become deeply woven into the fabric of the community. She is a member of the Bags for Life Foundation and a founding member of Bags for Families, an organization that provides assistance to local families facing crisis. Through this work, she has helped to ensure that families going through difficult times have the support that they need. Annette has also served as HOA president for her community for the past 4 years, dedicating her time and leadership to strengthening her neighborhood. She's worked closely with the Village East Church, helping the congregation find a permanent home in Carroll Stream, and even leading projects to transform what was once an office space into a welcoming place of worship. Annette is also a member of the Chicago Italian American Women's Club, where she volunteers each year with Chaco Baskets of Love, helping provide families with Thanksgiving meals if they need them. Annette's generosity and commitment to helping others can be felt in many corners of the community, and we are so grateful for everything that she does. Jennifer, would you step forward? Jennifer Rawls was nominated by the Carroll Stream Panthers Cheer Association. Jennifer has been a resident of our village for 17 years, where she and her husband are raising their 2 children. Jennifer has devoted countless hours to the Carroll Stream Panthers Cheer Association, serving in many roles over the years, including director, coach, treasurer, and event coordinator. It's safe to say she has supported that organization from just about every angle. Through her leadership and dedication, Jennifer has played a major role in strengthening and developing the program, helping the Panthers become more competitive and successful. Just as importantly, she has helped shape a culture where athletes, families, and volunteers feel a sense of fun, belonging, and positive energy. Jennifer is dedicated making sure young athletes have a supportive environment where they can grow, compete, and thrive. Her passion and leadership have had a meaningful impact on the program and the many families who are a part of it. Sunny, would you step forward? Sunny Whalen was nominated by CCSD 93 in recognition of her dedication to supporting our schools and families within them. Sunny has been a resident of the village for 9 years, where she and her husband are raising their 3 children. She has been deeply involved in the Carroll Stream Elementary School PTA, Most recently, she's serving as president, and previously has stepped up as chairman for several committees while volunteering for countless school events. Sunny has also stayed active in the community through the Carroll Stream Park District, serving as team mom for several youth sports, supporting young athletes and families who cheer them on. Her commitment continues at J Stream Middle School, where she also serves on the PTA as a committee chair for several committees, helping to make the school events run smoothly. Sunny's willingness to step in, lend a hand, and give her time wherever it's needed has made a meaningful impact on many students, families, and programs throughout the community. So please join me again in a round of applause in honoring our 3 Special Citizens of the Year nominees.
I'll find out who that is later. My name is Eric Ain, and I have the privilege to announce the nominees for the Special Citizen of the Year. Now, the Special Citizen of the Year are people that have volunteered for more than 5 years to this community, and they have just brought joy, and they have helped enhance the community. You can hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay. I'm going to announce the 2 Special Citizen of the Year nominees. The first nominee is John Fry. Now, as John is walking so far back, I will just say he was nominated by the Carroll Stream Police Department. What's that? I said I'll make it up here. You make it up there? Okay, good. All right, you set? Okay. Our second nominee is Kurt Gilmer. Kurt was nominated by Sylvia Masters. Okay, John, will you step forward? So again, John was nominated by the Carroll Stream Police Department. He's lived in the village for over 40 years. He's currently married to Michelle Fry, and he has 2 children, Ron and Zach. John's contributions to our community include, surprise, the Carroll Stream Police Department. He works with the Red Shirts, the CERT team, and the Carroll Stream Search and Rescue team. John also, he coaches baseball for the Carroll Stream. He's also a Boy Scout Scoutmaster, a Glenbard North marching band volunteer. I was reading that you bring all the equipment down. It's a long drive. And he's also a Gospel Life Church volunteer, and he also volunteers with Brittany Trees. Let's give it up to John. Now, Kurt, will you step forward? Kurt Gilmore, he was nominated again by Sylvia Masters. He's lived in the village for over 55 years, which surprisingly is older than me. Kurt's contributions to our community include Friends of the Carroll Stream Public Library, the Carroll Stream Historical Society, the DuPage Organic Gardening Club, Domino Effect Board Member, World Vision Fundraising, and Mission Church. Give it up to Kurt. And one more time for both the nominees. Okay, Mary Fruzoloni, I think you're up next.
Thank you. I have the very distinct honor of getting to introduce and to speak some really wonderful things about the Judges Recognition Award recipients. To qualify for the Judges Recognition Award, you have to volunteer within Carol Stream, but you don't live in Carol Stream. So these are people who dedicate a lot of their time in a town that they don't live in, and that is pretty remarkable. It is my honor to have actually volunteered with both of these people. If I could please ask Joe Serafici and Lissa Leotti to please come to the stage. They're both coming from different directions. Before I introduce them, I just want to let all of the other nominees for all the other categories, in the certificates that we gave you, if you look behind your certificate, there's the nomination letters from the organization that nominated you, so you can read the full letter and all the great things that they said about you in your nomination. Joe, if you could please step forward. Joe lives in West Chicago with his wife Jen and children Joey, Josh, Juliana, and Jake. Do you see the J connections? JC. So you're all JC. Joe was nominated by the Carol Stream Chamber of Commerce. In trying to figure out the best way to introduce Joe and Lissa, I asked them to please give me answers to 3 questions. What is something very unique about you that most people don't know? Joe's answer was he was an amateur boxer in high school and won the Chicago Golden Gloves. Congratulations. The second question I asked is, what do you do in your free time outside of work and volunteering? Joe jokes that he doesn't really know what the phrase free time means. Between work, family, church, and community involvement, his schedule stays pretty full. But when friends and family want to spend time together, he makes a priority to step away from work and be present with them. The third question I asked is actually a question that, as I was talking with one of my sons, I said, what do you think is a great third question? And he said, if they don't live in Carol Stream, why did they pick Carol Stream? So the third question is, why did you pick Carol Stream over other towns to volunteer in? Joe said Carol Stream became the natural place to invest his time because both his business and church community are rooted there. Once he planted his feet in Carol Stream, he made the decision to serve the town and its people in whatever ways that he could. You will see Joe volunteering at Chamber and Rotary of Carol Stream events. He's a pastor and senior leader at Family Life Christian Center, where he delivers sermons, provides personal coaching, and mentorship. Outside of Carol Stream, he's deeply invested in the next generation, organizing retreats and providing one-on-one pastoral care to young people. He also serves as a show director for Christian Youth Theater Group. Jane Hove wrote in his nomination letter, legacy is not built by titles, it is built by the lives that are steadier, stronger, and more helpful because someone chose to invest in them. Carol Stream is stronger economically, relationally and spiritually, because Joe chooses to build here. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Serafici. Joe, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you so much. I'm honored and grateful to be up here with so many wonderful human beings who give their life and time and money to love one another. And to quote my hero and role model, Jesus Christ, there's no greater love than to lay your life down for your friends. And from what I've seen in Carol Stream, nobody loves better than Carol Stream. And that's why I continue to serve here. Thank you to the trustees and the mayor and the committee and to the Chamber of Commerce for this recognition. I'm truly grateful for your support. Thank you.
Next, I have the honor of introducing Lissa Leota. As you can see, she's painfully shy. Lissa was nominated by the Carol Stream Police Department. In the questions that I asked Lissa, I asked, again, just to remind you, what is something unique about you that most people don't know? When Lissa was a young child, she was in the Hanover Park Community newspaper. When I asked her to expand on that further, she was in summer camp and eating an apple, and that was the most newsworthy thing that day. She made front page eating an apple for summer camp. She really is. And again, very painfully shy, as you can see. The second question I asked was, what do you do in your free time outside of work and volunteering? Lissa enjoys spending time outdoors to both challenge herself physically and to clear her mind. And she loves spending time with four-legged friends. I'm going to assume that's usually dogs because I see you at the dog event. But it really could be any four-legged friend. The third question is, why did you pick Carol Stream over other towns to volunteer in? Carol Stream was a community I learned about and ended up taking the CERT program and figured, why not volunteer with the individuals I may respond to a disaster with? You can't fault that logic, honestly. Lissa can be found at nearly all of our community emergency response team classes, teaching the next generations of CERT members through her demonstrations and instruction. She also volunteers at numerous Carol Stream events, including Christmas sharing. Thanksgiving weekend, you can find her usually the Friday after Thanksgiving on top of a pile of trees, helping to unload the semis for Brittany's trees. She's also a part of a team that goes out to set up trees, helping to keep Brittany's spirit alive. Each August, you can find her in the main show arena at the Carol Stream Vet Bros Charity Dog Show as a ringleader, helping with the dog competitions. When she's not volunteering in Carol Stream, she's teaching CERT in her hometown, North Aurora. She is a member of the Kane County Search and Rescue Team. She spends time packing food at Northern Illinois Food Bank and Feed My Starving Children. She puts together care packages for Chicago's homeless population through Operation Jesus. She participates in the Batavia River cleanup events and also participates in charity motorcycle rides. You guys exhausted yet? She does a lot. Carol Cato wrote in her nomination letter, Lissa is well known as one of the hardest workers who's not afraid to roll up her sleeves and jump in. Lissa commits most of her time to the service of others, which is why the Carol Stream Police Department is proud to nominate her. Our dear friend Bob Mock told me that she shows up with an attitude of what can I do and works harder than anybody else. He's always looked at her as the perfect volunteer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present Judge's Recognition Award to Lissa Leota. Lissa's going to say a few words again. Remember, she's painfully shy.
I don't know what she's talking about. So once upon a time, oh wait, that's the wrong speech. We'll be here all night if I go with that one. So the whole story of why I went into volunteering, that's something for coffee or breakfast, not for now. I will tell you though, that every event that I do, I ask myself 4 questions. Did I motivate? Did I inspire? Was I helpful? And most of all, did I challenge or improve myself? While these aren't very clear or easy to answer questions, this award is going to be my reminder that I do, in fact, make an impact, and that I will remain that Energizer Bunny who is always eager to lend a hand with those members of the Carol Stream community who grow stronger by working together. Mic drop!
For liability reasons, please don't jump off the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, again, our Judges Recognition Award recipients. At this time, I would like to invite Jenna Anselmo and Don Sutenbach back up here, and they will be announcing the Female and Male Citizens of the Year.
All right, I am just going to read, excuse me, I'm going to read a little bit from the nomination letter of our winner. We are very grateful for the time and dedication she has provided through her service at the Humanitarian Service Project. She has been volunteering for 3 years at the AHP Center. During this time, she's been involved in many different projects and given her support throughout the organization. She has stocked shelves with food, made produce bags, put together non-perishable food bags, and pulled orders for those coming to the center for help. With families and seniors coming daily for food and essential items, this is an extremely important role she has played to ensure bags of groceries are prepared for those that are experiencing hunger. Carrie has also supported the staff, supervising groups of volunteers, and worked with transition students that are volunteering at HSP to develop their professional and personal life skills. She is very patient, friendly, and always willing to perform any task asked of her. She has supported the Christmas offering and the school supply project in the summer. She has sorted and packed toys for children to receive at Christmas time, bringing happiness to children and their families. To prepare for the school supply distribution in the summer, she has sorted school supplies and packed backpacks, which are given to over 1,000 children so they have the tools they need to succeed at school. There are multiple letters here for this person, by the way. In addition to her own weekly volunteering, she granted 3 wishes with Make-A-Wish. Some of you may remember Owen's Big Day, where she helped put together a 50-car parade, exotic car and motorcycle show, and more. She even worked with the Village and Park District to have Owen as the special guest of honor at the village tree lighting. It is my pleasure to present to you this year's Female Citizen of the Year, Carrie Corda. It's a long walk. Carrie will say a few words if she wishes.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm stunned. I did write something. I didn't think I'd be using it tonight, though, to be honest with you. But I'll say this recognition is an honor and a privilege beyond anything I could imagine. However, to be able to stand tonight with Angela and Katie, who truly demonstrated personal drive to serve Carol Stream in so many ways, is wonderful. Volunteers do this for a number of reasons, but for me it's about finding ways to help people. And together, we've all done some amazing work to improve the lives of others. 3 years ago, I retired after 40 years in human resources, and I actively look for places to volunteer, like the Humanitarian Service Project, as a way of giving back to our community. I'm thankful and grateful for everyone here tonight. I'm also very thankful for having Terry Michelson by my side. He's the kind of supportive guy who jumps in, feet first, with just about every crazy idea I come up with, like the most memorable day for Owen, our Make-A-Wish kiddo, and now a family friend. And I just told Terry I wish Owen was here with us. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. This means so much. Thank you.
Male Citizen of the Year. And we're all winners. They're all winners. I'd like to think I made new friends tonight by introducing them all, and I hope you get to know them too. Say hello to them afterwards, if you don't already know them, and ask them what they do, because it's great. They're all deserving of this plaque, but we can only pick one. So, Jen, you got a good idea. I'll read from the nominating form. So this gentleman is an outstanding Carol Stream resident, and he's nominated for recognition of his extraordinary dedication, selfless service, and unwavering commitment to strengthening our community. Excuse me. So throughout this past year, and starting well before, and certainly continuing well beyond the years, this gentleman has consistently stepped forward whenever help was needed, quietly becoming one of our community's most dependable volunteers. His partnership with the Carol Stream Police Department has been particularly remarkable in his service. So this time, I'd like to announce the winner, Mr. James Parr.
Would you look at that?
And a nice little pouch to go with it. Would you like to say a few words to
I don't
your
never.
adoring audience?
I don't miss a chance to say a few words. We're told to keep it brief, so I'll do my best. So I've known about this award for a very long time. I've known people who have been nominated and some who have won, but honestly, I never expected to be standing here myself. Just never really crossed my mind. Since I did somehow end up here, though, I'll take a minute to just thank a few people. First and foremost, my wife, Christina. You're always so supportive of what you call, and I think you mean this lovingly, my unpaid work. You always strive to bring joy to the people around you, and you are an incredible role model to our daughters. I'm lucky to have you as a partner in my life. I'd also like to thank, yeah, that's right. I agree. Good idea. I'd also like to thank the parade committee, a very small but mighty group. And in particular, I'd like to thank especially my partners in the parade leadership, Jim Slenker and Sherry Bolivis. They do so much for the parade, but beyond that, they do so much for the community and all the other groups that they're involved in. They are just amazing people and just great to work with. Couldn't ask for better partners in the parade. And then Carol Stream is a wonderful community. It really is full of wonderful people. My fellow nominees, really everybody in this room are just great examples of that. You've all shown how even just a small act, just giving up a little bit of time to get involved, can make a really big difference here at home where it matters the most. So I'm proud to have played even a small role in that. I hope you all are as well. And thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all at the parade this year.
Wow. What can I say? That's just such a warm night. I love hearing the stories and how generous people have been with their time. And it actually makes me verklempt when I think about it, because isn't that what we're all supposed to do? And to actually have a night that's dedicated to recognizing this kind of volunteerism is just so special to me. I would like to acknowledge Dan Whitford and Mark Radabaugh, our videographers for the evening. Dan has been taping the Carol Stream Citizen of the Year events for the past 17-plus years. Also, thank you to our photographer this evening, who kept getting in the way of the videographers, Jeff Berger. As an FYI to all the nominees, I think Mary already said this, but just to remind you again that your nomination letter is behind your certificate. If this year's Cody and Judges Award recipients would please step out to the lobby, we would like to take additional pictures of the Cody website. And now it's time to celebrate. I hope everyone stays for the dancing and enjoys this evening's entertainment. Oh, are you kidding? I am so sorry. That shows you how anxious I was to get back behind the... Would Eric and Jenny come back up to... Boy, why didn't you stop me? I'm unstoppable. Holy cow. Well, you're going to have to listen to that spiel all over again in just a few minutes. Oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed. No, my God. What an idiot. Sorry.
All right, so before Sue comes up and gives that whole speech all over again, earlier this evening I had the privilege of recognizing 3 remarkable women whose volunteer spirit has made a meaningful difference in our community. Each of them represented what makes a community strong. People who step forward, give their time generously, and quietly make life better for those around them. The Female Special Citizen of the Year Award honors someone whose dedication to service continues year after year, someone who consistently shows up, lends a hand, and helps create opportunities for others. This year's recipient is someone whose positive energy seems to follow her everywhere she volunteers. She has a natural ability to bring people together, creating spaces where families feel welcome, volunteers feel valued, and young people are encouraged to grow and succeed. Our paths first crossed through volunteer work in the community, and even in that setting, it was easy to see the energy and commitment she brings to the organizations and people she supports. Her dedication, generosity, and community spirit embody exactly what this award is meant to celebrate. It is my honor to announce that the Female Special Citizen of the Year is Sunny Whalen. Sunny, thank you for the countless hours you've given to strengthening our community and for the positive, welcoming spirit you bring to everything you do. If you'd like to say a few words. Here you go.
Okay, well, I have no speech. I was not prepared, but thank you for nominating me. And thank you to my family and my kids, Ryan, Connor, and McKenna. And thank you to Angie for helping me with everything this year. And thank you. That's all.
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm here to announce the Male Special Citizen of the Year, and before I do, I would just like to say that both nominees are winners. I mean, my gosh, the list of volunteer service that they've done is incredible. So you're both winners, but unfortunately, there has to be one, and that one is John Fry. He is the Male Special Citizen of the Year. We have worked together on search and rescue and the CERT team and the red shirts, and it's someone I consider a friend, so congratulations. And now I'm expecting a long-winded speech because I know he loves to come up here and speak. Would you like to say a few words?
I will. Not my favorite thing in the world to do, but they said keep it under 60 seconds. They let Mary talk, so I should be okay. I love you, Mary. I want to start by thanking the Village of Carol Stream and the committee for this recognition. It really means a lot. There's a lot of people in the community who quietly give their time, so I'm grateful just to be included among them. I also want to thank Carol Cadle for the nomination and the Carol Stream Police Department and command staff for giving volunteers like us the opportunity to serve alongside them. I grew up here in Carol Stream. My dad coached baseball when I was a kid, before I played. And I'm continuing that tradition with him. So, like I said, I'm horrible at this, sorry. I still coach. I try to focus on sportsmanship and making the game fun for the kids. I always tell them that character matters more than talent. Talent fades, but character lasts. And that's kind of how I live my life. I have to thank my wife. She supports me in everything I do. Search and rescue, we get a call out in the middle of the night. My wife is the first person out of bed making me a coffee in a cooler so that I can go out on a call out. I think that's enough. I'm done. It is really an honor to be recognized for this. And thank you to everybody here, because we're all here for one reason. It's because we care about our community, right? So thank you. Have a great night.
Hi, everybody. First, I have to apologize to the last two. Now, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't mean to omit anybody. You gotta, in order to have an event, you always have to have a screw up, and I was happy to take that task on. Yeah. They're all in the back going like this, and I'm wondering, am I exceeding my time limit? Ron's back there going like, oh my God. Anyway, you heard what I said before, but now it's time to celebrate. So I think, when are they going to start doing the raffle? At about 9 o'clock here? Do we know? Is there still some time to sell raffle tickets? Make sure you get your raffle tickets. And we hope that, where was I? I think it was actually done. All right, now it's time to celebrate. I hope everyone stays for the dancing and enjoys this evening's entertainment provided by Perry Johnson of Echo Entertainment. Thank you for all your attending, and thank you for your attention. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. Thanks.